Okay, so now we're going to look at a small experiment. We're not actually going to do this experiment, unfortunately, because you guys are at home, but it is just making a cup of tea. So if you want to do it afterwards, you're more than welcome to. Just be careful with the hot water. You will need to have your worksheet in front of you for this. We're going to answer the questions afterwards. Okay, so method. Boil a kettle with enough cold water in it to make tea. Put your tea bag into your cup, as you can see here. Okay, there is my tea bag inside my glass. I've used a glass so that we can see what's going on. Step 3, pour your boiling water into your cup with the tea bag and leave it for 2 minutes to brew. There we go. Now, if you have a look down here, okay, what you can see is that we've kind of formed something that looks orangey brown in colour. Okay, so definitely we're having something dissolve into that water, because we know that water, as you can see up here, is colourless. Okay, water is colourless, so something in the glass must be changing it, something must be sort of affecting it. Now what's key is I can see through that solution still. Okay, if I can see through it, remember that keyword transparent, I have formed a solution. So something is dissolving into that water. Okay, it's not forming a suspension because it is transparent. Step 5 then, take the tea bag out, squeezing any remaining water out into the cup using your spoon and the side of it. The solution is much darker. It's a much darker brown colour. However, it's difficult to see here. I could still see through that solution. Okay, it was still transparent. Okay. If it's transparent, okay, we have not formed a suspension. There are not those insoluble particles throughout the liquid. Whatever is going into the liquid is dissolving. Okay, so I'm forming a solution. The reason it's darker is just because there are more of those particles dissolved into the water. Okay. Now, step 6 then. Step 6 says pour cold milk into your tea and stir in 2 sugars. Here we go. So these are the images where I've poured in my milk. And as you can see, the colour completely changes, particularly in this last one here. Okay, it's gone very cloudy and it's gone very light brown as well. Now, the key thing here is we can no longer see through that solution. Okay, it's cloudy. And if I put my hand behind it and moved it, I wouldn't be able to see my hand through the solution. Okay, it's no longer transparent, it's what we call opaque. So opaque means that you cannot see through it. Now that shows me that a suspension has formed. Okay, if a suspension has formed, I've now got some insoluble particles in the water. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do just for a couple of minutes is to take that worksheet that you've got and answer these questions. So identify the following from the protocol. So tell me what the solvent is, tell me what the solute is, and tell me what the solution is that we have made. And afterwards, write down what your observations are when the milk is added to the tea. Once you finish, you can go to the next slide and we will go through the answers.